In the frozen forests of the north, where the winters are harsh and the nights are endless, there lurks a creature of nightmare, a spirit born from hunger and greed. Its name is the Wendigo, and it is a being that preys not just on flesh but on the very soul of humanity. The Wendigo is more than a monster. It is a cautionary tale, a warning etched into the folklore of the Algonquin people. Its story is one of desperation, transformation, and the terrifying consequences of losing oneself to unchecked desire. The Wendigo's story begins in the unforgiving wilderness of North America, among the Algonquin-speaking peoples. In these frozen lands, survival was a battle, and hunger could drive even the strongest to desperation. The legend tells of those who, in moments of weakness, turned to cannibalism to survive. But the act of consuming another human's flesh was not just a crime. It was a spiritual transgression so severe that it summoned the Wendigo. This creature would possess the guilty soul, transforming them into a grotesque being cursed with an insatiable hunger for flesh. Descriptions of the Wendigo vary, but all paint a picture of horror. It is emaciated, its skin stretched thin over protruding bones, as if starved to the brink of death. Its eyes glow faintly, filled with a cold, malevolent hunger. Some legends describe it with antlers or horns, adding a grotesque, otherworldly touch. The Wendigo's presence is heralded by an icy wind and an overwhelming sense of dread. It moves silently through the forest, a predator that strikes fear into even the bravest hearts. Becoming a Wendigo is not merely a punishment, it is a curse. The transformation is driven by greed and selfishness, traits that the Algonquin people warned against. Those who fell victim to this curse were doomed to wander the wilderness, forever hungry and forever alone. But the Wendigo's hunger is not just physical, it is spiritual. It represents a moral void, a never-ending cycle of consumption and destruction. To encounter a Wendigo is to face a creature that has lost all humanity, a being that serves as a dark mirror of what we might become if we give in to our basest desires. The Wendigo is more than just a tale of terror. It is a symbol of imbalance. In Algonquin culture, it warns against greed, gluttony, and the disregard for community and harmony. The creature reminds us that unchecked selfishness can destroy not only ourselves but those around us. Even today, the Wendigo resonates as a metaphor for excess and the destructive nature of insatiable desires. It is a cautionary tale that remains relevant in a world where consumption often outpaces wisdom. Many claim to have felt the Wendigo's presence, especially in the frozen wilderness of Canada and the northern United States. Stories of eerie whispers in the wind and shadowy figures in the snow have been passed down for generations. In popular culture, the Wendigo has evolved into a symbol of horror, appearing in books, films, and video games. But beneath these modern interpretations lies its ancient story, one that continues to haunt and inspire. The Wendigo is a creature of the past, yet its presence lingers. It is a reminder of the dangers that lie within us all, the hunger for more, the loss of self, and the thin line between survival and monstrosity. In the end, the Wendigo teaches us that there are fates far worse than death. It is not just a monster, it is a story, a warning and a shadow that walks beside us, unseen but always present.